Hey everybody, welcome back to Card Curiosity, where we try to find the best possible ways to make a good return on your investment in the sports card world. And today we're going to start a new series called Rip It or Skip It, where we try to analyze a box of cards or a set of cards and decide whether it is worth spending money on to get the hits and to try and make a profit here. So the first one here we're going to look at is 2023-24 Bowman University Best University, the college basketball edition. We got March Madness coming up here, so the timeliness of this should be perfect as you start to watch players hit big shots and the Cinderella stories play out. Should we be buying this box to find the players? Let's take a look. So it comes in two versions. We got the regular hobby box that has 4 autographs. Down here, as you can see, it's going to have a lot of base cards and everything. Like, this is a normal box. They also have the Breakers box, which is 3 autographs and I believe 7 other cards, 10 cards total. No base cards, just the hits. And so if you don't want any of the extras, this would be the one to go with here. These were running around $220 or so. The other box here, the regular hobby box, was running around $240 to $250. I'm not sure what you can get them at on the third-party markets like Blowout Cards. But where I always want to start before I ever buy a box of cards, I need to look at the checklist, and we need to decide whether there are even good enough players in here that give you a chance to actually pull a big card. So let's see what we have here. I like websites like this. You know, Beckett breaks down the checklist for these sets of cards here in a really, really nice way. So you can see 100 card set here. You're going to have men's and women's basketball players. And so this will kind of just break it down, what we can expect. You've got different kinds of parallels, refractors, sparkles. You got, out of 150, out of 100, 99, 50, 25, 15, 10. So a lot of different ones. Some of these are exclusive to the Breakers Delight box, like a red geometric. Looks like maybe all the geometric ones are Breakers Delight only, is what it appears to be. So let's keep going. We got autographs. Like, the autographs are going to be what you're looking for, of course. Big name player autographs, dual and triple autographs. That'd be awesome. And there's even some relic autographs if you want to get the jersey and the autograph there as well. So very similar to the football version, which we opened quite a bit of back in January. So let's see, continue to see what's going on here. They got different inserts for autographs, like Paige Bucher's here. Good example there. Caitlin Clark, of course, is going to be the big hunt in this whole product. There is a case hit called Let's Go right there. So let's see what we have. So the cards per pack hobby, you get 5 cards per pack and 12 packs per box. And the Breakers Delight, you get 10 cards per pack and 1 pack per box. Here we go. 100 card set. Here's what you can expect in each one: 4 autographs, 3 autographs, and here's what we're looking for. The base set checklist, 100 cards. Now you can see all the different players that are here. And so as I break down a checklist, I want to see names that I recognize. And when it comes to college basketball, I don't know many of these players. And that doesn't mean they're necessarily good or bad, but you might want to take some names and look up and see whether there's any demand for their cards. And in my experience doing this, there's not a whole lot of demand except for maybe just a handful of players, such as Caitlin Clark, such as maybe Haley Van Lith, and occasionally, like Bronny James because of his dad. But there's just not, Paige Bucher's right here. Even like Stephen Castle here, he's supposed to be a top 10 draft pick, but like his cards just aren't doing much. And so this, to me, is a risky checklist. You have to hit Bronny James and Caitlin Clark if you want to make money in this. And 2 out of 100 players that you're looking for doesn't give you a great shot for that. You can go back up here and look at the autographs as well. And so, 98 players here, or cards for the autographs. You can see who can pop up here. And so, like, again, with a hobby box, you're going to get 4 autographs. Chances are you're going to get 4 autographs of players you've never heard of and players that probably will not sell very well, even if you do get a low numbered one, like out of 25 or out of 10. The chances of you hitting a Caitlin Clark, one of those, is very, very slim, which is unfortunate. So if I had to grade this checklist, I would honestly put it near the bottom as far as the potential to find big hits. You're going to get cool cards. They're just going to be from players that you never have heard of. So I don't love the checklist for that reason. I probably skip, but let's keep going. The other thing I want to look at is the gem rate. So what is the potential, right? The first thing we look at is the checklist. Is the checklist good or bad? In this case, we think it's bad. But the second thing we look at is the grading potential. Is it possible to pull cards and to grade them and to get gem mint 10s? That's what we need to make money on every single one of these sets. So how do we know? Well, you can look at a couple things. You can look at what the set did last year as an example. We have Bowman Best from 2022. The base cards were, the gem rate's only 40%. That's pretty low. I want to see a gem rate above 60 or 70%. That tells me that these cards are going to be in really good shape to send in to get graded. You can see the autographs. Those are higher at 57. That's not too bad. Hardwood Warriors, I don't know what that insert is. There wasn't very many of them that have been graded. That's at 67. So overall, the gem rate from 2022, last year's version, is low. I don't like that, right? The other thing we can compare it to is, what about a similar product? So like this is basketball we're looking at. How did the football version do when that came out a couple months ago? Well, the Bowman University Best Football for 2023, the gem rate here is way lower. Like this is terrible. So, and I can tell you from personal experience, it was really hard to gem the Bowman Best Football product. So I don't expect much different. The corners on the football were all kind of worn, and I'm guessing we'll see something similar here for basketball. It's going to be hard to get 10s from these. So you look at the autographs, same thing, 21% of the football autographs got a 10. That's terrible. 42% on the elements of the game. Here is one. Bowman's Best Masterpieces got 82%, but that's not even the autographs. I guess the Masterpiece autographs got 77%. So this isn't looking good for this particular product. The checklist is bad. The grading potential, I would argue, is very bad. And so the only way you can make money is if you pull a big player like a Caitlin Clark, a very low numbered autograph, and the chances of doing that are very, very, very slim. The last thing we want to look at, we're going to call the card staying power. So after you get a card, is this a card that is going to maintain its value over time or not? And when it comes to Bowman Best, the answer is it will not maintain value over time. It will lose value over time. It is not a desirable card over long enough periods of time. There might be a short window of a hype cycle here where you might be able to sell these things for top dollar if you find that actual hit. But if you pull a really low numbered Caitlin Clark and you sit on it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, you will lose money with this card because it's not a desirable card. What is desirable, and I'm going to use Julio Rodriguez as an example, is the Bowman Chrome University First, right? You see the first logo up there in the top left. Those are the cards that tend to keep their value. And so here's what I mean. A 2019 Bowman Chrome Julio Rodriguez auto. This is a base auto. It's not graded. Just recently, it sold for $700, okay? Let's find a similar auto, 2019. Bowman Sterling. So Sterling is similar to Best. It's not a crazy product. They're nice. You get good autographs and they look good and everything else, but it doesn't have that first logo on it. It's not his first autograph when he was a prospect. That card went for $60. So you're talking a massive gap in prices. And of course, this is 5 years later. And so that's what I want you to see. 5 years later, the Bowman First cards will hold their value much better than Bowman's Best. So all those things combined, my assessment of this particular product, 2023-24 Bowman University Best Basketball College Edition here, this is a product you want to skip. You will not make money ripping open this product. So I'm going to avoid it. I have one box coming of each of these just for the fun of it, just to see. But I'm not buying a case. I'm not buying any more. I'm probably not even going to buy singles because they can't gem very well. So this is something that just understand. If you want to buy it and you want to have some fun, great, but it's a pure gamble in my opinion. It's not something I'm interested in doing as an investment. So hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, stay curious.